Hi guys, good to have you back. It's Majesty Bianga here with the Financial Drive-Thru, and today we're going to talk about the price of Bitcoin and the general outlook in the markets. Now, over the weekend we saw huge dips all the way down to about $3,700 for the price of Bitcoin. Now, what's interesting is right now we can see a lot of green in the market, and it's gotten to the point where seeing green in the market in this manner doesn't exactly excite me anymore because the underlying prices are actually still affected. So yes, we're definitely going to look at some charts and see what's happening in the markets, and we're also going to talk about why this dip happened in this manner. So if you're interested in that kind of content, definitely stick around. Hit the subscribe button so you can catch my videos as they drop, and do give me some likes because I mean that's the only way I can know you like the video in the first place. So that's it. Let's drive through. So we're looking at Bitcoin at $4,080. We're looking at Ripple at 38 cents. Ethereum is hovering. Oh my God, Ethereum is about $116, and Bitcoin Cash is right now about $184. EOS is at $3.41. So I mean, it's still kind of looking like Black Friday for cryptos. Prices are still pretty down. Some people have joked that we should call today Cyber Monday because, well, the discount prices are still on. Stellar is at 16 cents. Litecoin at $31 is actually a steal, and I'm considering getting some of this later on. But I do want to see if it dips a bit further because there's actually strong sentiment for Bitcoin to continue going down further. When considering price action, it's always good to get a historic view of things. So I've zoomed out right now so we can compare the support levels and see what we're working with right now. Now, Bitcoin failed to hold support at 6,000 over here, and we dropped all the way down to about 3.7. Now, there's some support around this area, but we have to consider the fact that volume in the market has been low, and so support may or may not hold. Now, while right now we can see that there's increased volume over here, we're going to talk about what's happening over there. There is a possibility that we could actually drop all the way down to this next support line, which is around 3,039, 3,070, that range anyways. So I mean, this is stuff that we should still consider. While I'm not exactly going to tell people this is when to buy and that we've hit the bottom, it's something that you might actually consider because, I mean, everybody's psychology is different. If you can afford to, at these prices, I would definitely say buy crypto. Now, this is not financial advice and this should not be confused as such. It's just a very obvious thing because we may never see these prices again. Now, I say this because if we're banking on the Bitcoin physically delivered futures to actually come out next year, and I'm getting ahead of myself here, so let me backtrack a bit, okay? So in my last two videos, I talked about the Bitcoin Cash Hash Wars. Try saying that real fast. Bitcoin Cash Hash Wars, Bitcoin Cash Hash Wars, Bitcoin Cash Hash. Okay, I give up. Anyways, so we talked about the Bitcoin Cash Hash Wars as, seriously. We talked about the Bitcoin Cash Hash Wars as one of the reasons why the price was dipping, and we talked about why that is. If you haven't seen it, I definitely encourage you to check out the video. And then prior to that, I also talked about a Bitcoin bull run being imminent. Now, in this video, I was talking about Bakkt's physically delivered Bitcoin futures, which everyone expects to be the big S on the chest for cryptocurrencies and come in and save the day and all that. But we saw this headline on the 21st of November. ICE has delayed the launch of the Bitcoin futures this year, and so there's probably not going to be a Santa Claus rally, which is what everyone was calling it because, I mean, the general sentiment in the markets, and I think among everybody who has heard the news, was that once that thing kicks off, Bitcoin prices were going to go like that. So looking into this, New York Stock Exchange will not be listing the new Bakkt Bitcoin futures this year. Instead, the launch has been postponed until the earliest late January next year. Now, they say this is subject to regulatory approval, which yada 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 is really what everything is going to be down to going forward in crypto. And now that is expected to be listed for trading on the 24th of January 2019. Now, to quickly summarize, Bakkt's product is designed to provide investors with the opportunity to trade a physically settled cryptocurrency contract or futures product on a regulated exchange. So, I mean, this would have brought a lot of trust into the market for institutional investors and, you know, the big fish, which is what we want as retail investors because we're really looking for people to come and drive the price of crypto. Now, the launch of the product was hoping to send prices to the markets upwards, and analysts have been predicting the launch of the product in December could help see a Santa Claus rally. But with this delay, however, Christmas might come a little later than anticipated. Now, it's good to note that there are already Bitcoin futures on the CME and cboe exchanges, but since these are cash settled, they don't directly influence Bitcoin spot demand or price. Now, on the other hand, Bakkt futures would settle on the same day and investors will receive Bitcoin directly into their wallets, which would have directly increased spot demand and price. So, I mean, potatoes, potatoes. Now, since it's all about regulatory approval, Bakkt has been working closely with the Commodities Future Trading Commission, CFTC, and a thorough review is underway. So, I mean, where does this leave us? Bakkt says they're making substantial products such as securing insurance for Bitcoin cold storage and potentially getting insurance for Bitcoin hot wallets. So this is all good news on their side. I mean, they're trying to reassure us and everything, but we're seeing what the price is doing right now between what's happening with the hash wars, which are pretty much rounded up as far as everybody is concerned. Bitcoin ABC is now referred to as BCH. So life goes on, although Craig Wright may still have an ace up his sleeve. Who knows? Who really cares? I don't know. We're just seeing the price, and that's really all that matters right now. And then with ICE actually sloganing us in this manner, it's a lot to process. You're seeing all this bad news and you're seeing the price and you're probably running away from Bitcoin. But what's interesting is Google Trends Bitcoin interest hits its highest since April. So we see this headline and we're going to ask ourselves a couple questions. We're like, okay, so what is happening? We're seeing a lot of bad news. We're seeing a heavy bear market. It's like as bearish as it gets. This is the lowest price we've seen since 2018 started. And so it's quite interesting to find out that Google search interest in Bitcoin is up. So it may be people wanting to find out why the price is down. I mean, it may be people trying to find out what's going on with Bakkt, you know, all that. But either way, people are actually browsing and, you know, trying to find out about Bitcoin, which I guess is a good thing. So here they say, according to Google Trends data for Bitcoin, this week's proportion of searches runs the highest in comparison to any weekly period since the 8th of April, at which time the price points range between 7,000 to 10,000. Yeah, I think they wanted to say 10,000. So you can see it right there. There's a screenshot showing the search history and how it's moving up. And ordinarily, the decrease in price point will indicate risk in investments. But in the case of Bitcoin, where increasing awareness and interest is a major plus, let's remember that, we can adhere to the quote that states that any publicity is good publicity. So let me know your thoughts. Now, looking on again, I mean, we see a headline like this: Ohio becomes the second US state to accept Bitcoin for tax payment. So I mean, it's not all bad. We're progressing from bad news to what is relatively positive news for crypto adoption going forward. And I want everybody who watches the channel to really start thinking long term. You know, I'm sick of being met with all these questions about quick money and how you could do it. So right now, you're probably not going to get the kind of gains we saw in 2017, but that doesn't mean there isn't enough money to be made. And it's really all about which coins you end up buying over here. So we're going to talk about that in another video about coins that I'm looking at, coins of interest, and we're going to see what you guys think as well, because I also want to know if there's something I'm not looking at all. And on that note, let's actually see the biggest winners. So Syrian Lab has experienced a huge surge in the past 24 hours, and this is like an 83% growth. Now, the only thing I can think about for this is that Syrian Labs is actually working on the first blockchain phone. And I think that's slated to be released sometime around November, December. So that's probably what this price is. So again, I'm not saying buy, but I'm just saying research. So yeah, check that out if you can. Metaverse ETP, I have no idea what that is. Monocoin is up, I have no idea why. Ravencoin, I've been seeing a lot of talk about Ravencoin. I should check out what that's all about. And then biggest losers, Cash. I have no idea what that is. The DAI token, on the other hand, is seeing some downtime right now. It was up over the weekend, and DAI is kind of like Tether, I guess. It's an alternative stable coin, and so naturally the price is always going to fluctuate around $1. So yeah, this is me just being all very scattered in this video. I'm very sorry about that. I want to apologize. So let's go back to the news. Taking a look at Germany. Germany is also taking a positive stance towards crypto. They say crypto is not taxable and is no threat to financial stability. So I'm going to link this article and the other articles as well in the detail section of the video, so definitely check them out when you can. We also see Bitcoin usage among major payment processors has dropped about 80%, and obviously this is due to the extreme volatility we're seeing in the market. The price is actually going to make it hard for people to do business with Bitcoin, and that's kind of where Bitcoin Cash is trying to, you know, carve a niche for itself. But yeah, it is what it is. It's not exactly working out for businesses yet, but we can argue that 2018 has been the most stable year for Bitcoin. So am I really trying to just make all these points just to say there's hope for crypto? Yes, and I mean, I don't need to. But this is just so people kind of understand what's going on in the market, because the last thing we want is panic selling. So I mean, at this point, if you're selling, it's probably very unprofitable for you, because I'm assuming you bought at you know, higher highs. And so I guess all I would say in this situation is, if you bought low, there's nothing wrong with taking some profits. I mean, take some profits and all that, but the HODL gang is really where we are right now, and yeah, that's kind of how it is. So again, not financial advice. I'm going to be picking up some crypto at these prices because why not? And all I'm going to say is, always remember, invest only what you can afford to lose. The market is very, very volatile, especially right now. And people still expect Bitcoin to actually drop further down, at least another 1,000. So bear that in mind if you buy, but at the same time, it may not. We may have hit the bottom. There's no one that can tell you if we've actually gotten to the bottom, because truthfully, nobody knows. So keep your eyes peeled for the news. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel, smash that subscribe button, and definitely give me some likes. And that said, I'll bring this video to a close. Once again, my name is Majesty Ibianga, and this has been another episode of the Financial Drive-Thru. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.